tell you about my show. Wednesday nights. And here we go. It's the rule of three with a touch of Basco. And like the Joker says, and here we go. It's Wednesday night and it's 9 o'clock. Click on the thumbnail, it's about to get hot. We get 3 different questions in only 3 minutes. It ain't for the scared, it ain't for the timid. Some will like us and some just don't. A lot will back us and some just won't. It don't matter with the Khaos crew. We specialize in making things do what they do. So sit back, chill, and enjoy the show with me, Chris, Guy Scar, and Nzo.
Fire, peace, 9 o'clock, Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Check us out.
Peace.
You know, it sits there and you put stuff out there, and then it says, "No, I'm not going to do it." You know what? Fuck. Oh, I gotta retweet this out because it didn't send it. We'll get out here in just a second. Guys, what's up, everybody?
What up?
Cool.
What up?
3, and I got the same guys with me that I got every week. The usual suspects, as we say around here. Danny and Nzo. We're gonna start with Nzo, though. Nzo, tell everybody about yourself, your channel, and all the good stuff going on right now.
What's up, guys? You know where to find me, Biggaford Entertainment. We do the Chaos Central show, so Chaos List, Chaotic Conversation, and Rule of 3 with a side of Tabasco. Also, later on tonight will be the OOC, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, let's get this thing on and popping.
Awesome. And then up next, certainly not last, certainly not in any particular order, but Mr. Danny Graham himself of Comic Chat. Danny, tell everybody about yourself and all the stuff going on in your neck of the neighborhood.
What up? I am Comic Chat. Danny Graham's my name. Everything Nzo said, multiply it times 3, and you'll get what you get Monday through Wednesday. Saturday afternoons, we do a little show called Square One where we talk sports, NBA, NFL, and occasionally we may do a little bit of boxing. Other than that, we try and chop it up. Myself, Nzo, Chris, and Roberto. And tonight, I'm sure the show is going to be exciting as always, and ready for it.
Awesome. Let me see. You're looking for. Yeah. All right, guys. You know how we do this. 3 questions, 3 minutes for each of us, and 3 minutes as a group. Questions can be anything from pop culture, sports, movies, music, politics, even sometimes. Just depends. Sometimes we have fun. Sometimes we have really serious ones. But whatever you're doing, if you're here right now, first things first, smash the like button, share the stream out, or go to my pen tweet at Chris95150 and retweet it. I know you guys like to hit the like button and all that. The like doesn't do nearly as much as that retweet does. What the retweet does is it spreads it throughout the people who follow you. The people who follow you may not follow me, so make sure you're doing that. And if you're watching afterwards, guys, make sure you watch the whole thing. We got this little thing called Fact or Fiction at the end, where we have 5 questions, kind of rapid fire type stuff, where we have 1 of 2 answers. That's fact or fiction. And then later on, as they become true or false, we come back and we look at it and see who wins that bragging rights contest. So right now, I think Danny's in the lead with 1 more than Nzo, and I'm like,
boo.
Yeah, I know.
Boo. I actually took the lead and then lost it. So boo.
Yeah, it happens, you know. It does. All right, guys, here it is. We're working on a refit of this. We're going to try to make it look a little more Chaos Central. Yep.
Where's the number on the door? The door is missing the number.
Hold on, it is. Yeah, I know why. Though. Hold on. We're gonna fix that really quick here.
I'll pick the blank door.
You want door number 2? All right, hold on, just a second.
There was no number 2. It was blank.
Oh yeah, no, there is. No, there is. It's just you just gotta. I think see, Nzo, I think you've been smoking too much because I just looked and it's there. I guarantee you, it's there. See, it's right there, there. Number 2, it's there.
Gotcha. No. So after you took it off the screen and then put it back, the number. I don't
know what you're talking about, man. just don't know. You want?
Well, the best thing about YouTube is everything is on record. I'll take number 2.
Oh, God damn it. I think the stream's actually going to go straight to private afterwards.
It would make sense. It would make
All right,
sense.
number 2. Here you go. Is it time for celebrities to stop oversharing from the minutia of their personal lives to their political views and opinions? Britney Spears' miscarriage, Johnny Depp's defamation suit, Colin Kaepernick's knee. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is some of this stuff going a little too far. Colin Kaepernick has a reason to do it, but some of these people do not have a reason to do it. So, if we agree, we always love what they have to say. If we don't agree, we want them to just shut up and do their jobs. But is it time for celebrities to stop oversharing? That's a simple question. 3 minutes is on the board. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
All right.
Oh, Danny, you
Nzo?
want to go?
It don't matter. Whatever you're gonna do, bro.
All right, I'll go.
All right. Anzo, 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
So I've never been one to fucking care about celebrities' fucking lives, right? My ex used to be so into, oh my God, guess who's doing this and guess who's doing that and look who's doing this and this. And I was like, I don't give a fuck, right? Because they're just human beings at the end of the day. Now, I do think that they should stop putting their personal lives out there like that. You know what I mean? Like just nilly dilly putting their personal life out there. Because even sometimes, even when they're not in the spotlight, it's dying down, they'll say, hey, I'm going to a store, and they'll call up the paparazzi. Hey, guess who's going to be at there? And then boom, they all show up there to get a glimpse of the person or whatever. So I think they all do it on purpose and stuff like that. Now, when it gets to the political stuff, I don't think that they should shut up in that situation. I think they're all human beings. They all have a right to their political views and stuff like that. The problem with it is that when people disagree with them, then it's like, oh, this person's an asshole, this person's that and that. And there's all kinds of backlash and all kinds of bullshit. And I've never personally been one to like hate someone because of their political views. You know what I mean? Hey, man, if you voted for Trump, you voted for Trump. You know what I mean? That is what it is. Doesn't necessarily mean you voted for him because you're racist. Maybe you liked some of his policies. Maybe you didn't like the other policies. So there's situations where that happens, right? Now, granted, there are situations where they racist and they did vote for him, right? But at the end of the day, you have the right to do whatever you want to, right? LeBron James came out supporting Black Lives Matter, supporting some of the things that happened to him. A white reporter came on and told him to shut up and dribble. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, LeBron James, and regardless of what you think of him, has done so much for the Black community that he has a right to speak out, right? They're not, these guys, and a lot of these basketball players, college educated dudes, you know what I mean? They're not dumb. Some of them, yes, they went straight from high school or straight to NBA. There's a few, but most of them have done college, have played in college, right? Have went to college courses, has 4.0, whatever your grade average is, the good ones, So what? Because they play basketball, they don't have a right to use their mind? That's bullshit, right? So if you're an actor, an actress, a basketball player, football player, whatever, and you feel something that's strongly about it, you can talk about it. Yes, it does kind of influence people as well. But when you do that, you're going to have both sides. You're going to have people where it's like, yeah, I agree with them. And you're going to have people where they don't agree with them. So it's all the fact that people get all up in their fucking feelings when someone says something they don't agree with. And that's the problem. It's not the fact that they're expressing their feelings. Everybody has the right to do that. It's the fact that people get pissed off when they do.
Okay. Very good. Danny, 3 minutes. Time starts now.
I think it could be a double-edged sword or a Pandora's box, whatever metaphor you want to use. But it's going to be that individual celebrity that's going to should have enough common sense or enough savvy to know whether or not he or she can navigate the popularity or the opinion poll that society has now. Because when you put yourself out there and you record stuff, you have to be very careful what you say, and even more important, you got to remember what you say, because one day you say this, the next you say that, somebody's going to call you out on it. And now A lot of celebrities are worried about their brand. Now it's into making brands and all that kind of stuff. Well, if you want to do that, then you got to be able to don't get your feelings hurt when you put yourself out there, you put your business out there, and then somebody call you on it or say something because there are plenty actors out there. Right. There are plenty of actors out there that keep their lives totally private. You don't know anything about their families, or you know very minimal stuff about their families, their private life. They go through great measures to make sure they keep private from separate. One person I know in particular, Mark Cuban. You know all about Mark Cuban. I don't know anything about his family. He's a billionaire. He's well for talking noise and kind of stuff. Players, owners, coach, and that kind of stuff. Another one is Anzo's favorite coach. I know very little about his family and any other stuff. A boy from the Spurs. So some coaches,
Popovich.
some people, yeah, some people Popovich. Some people keep their family life separate from their fame life. With Michael Jordan, I know we knew very little about his kids. Basically, when they growing up, we know that he got two sons that play basketball. Wasn't as good as him, but we know very little about his wife, his current wife now, and their kids. So they keep the fame away from their family. So, um, do we care about it? If I'm being truthful, if it's somebody that I follow and support, I'll pay attention to what it is. Like if Shaq have a show, I like Shaq. If they had a show about Michael Jordan, I probably would watch it. Shannon Sharp, I watch a lot of it. I don't really care for Skip Bayless, so I probably won't watch. I don't even watch Skip Bayless separate podcasts, but I watch Shannon podcasts. So it depends on the spectators who they like, whether they care or don't give a damn. But not that I'm going to lose any sleep about something, but if they say something and I support them, then I'm probably going to watch it and listen to what they say. And sometime if I'm on the same accord with them, I'll probably use it or regurgitate it back out in an argument or something. But it just depends on the individual fan or spectator whether or not they care about it or not. But it all's at the feet of the individuals, the famous people that decide to put themselves out there. If you're gonna put yourself out there, you gotta take the good with the bad.
All right. Very good.
Can I just say something real quick before you go, Chris?
Mhm.
This is for you, Danny. Let's go, Luca.
All right.
That could be a good series.
I think that it's kind of that. Danny said it's a double-edged sword. Anytime it's their personal life, anytime it's I don't know. I just wonder. I'm like, if somebody put something out there, well, I don't know. Kardashians are one of the best examples. It's like they purposely push things like the sex tape and things like that. It's like, why? I mean, if I'm married to somebody or if I did something like that and there's a sex tape out there, I'm more worried about, okay, I don't want that to get out. Whether or not it's good or bad. And I'm not even going down that road. I mean, whether or not you got a 12-inch
No, no.
Johnson or something to show. It's not about
My
that. It's
my
about
sex tape
who
could
the
get out
hell.
there. I'm good.
Yeah. No, it's not about that to me. It's about who in the world like publicizes this stuff. And I think it's just a matter of most of the time it's just the next step to stay relevant. It's like, oh, I gotta put something out there so people know I'm still here. Everybody knows you're still there. Tom Cruise doesn't have to do that, does he? No, because everybody knows Tom Cruise is there. But and when we get to things like politics, there's sometimes I'm just like, you guys just need to shut the fuck up. The Colin Kaepernick thing, for instance. Um, sorry, the Colin Kaepernick thing, for instance, was a totally different thing. In fact, he was not only doing it by example, but he was pushing for people to express their freedom um, of speech, basically, by kneeling or by protesting, silent protests and things like that. Don't stand during the uh, national anthem and stuff like that. There are certain things like that that I think raise awareness to a cause or to a reason that that those things need to happen. But at other times, you have people who sit there and they spout stuff about politics they have no clue about, just because I don't know, just because they're friends with somebody or things like that. So I think like Danny said, it's a very fine line and a razor's edge. You got to walk there because sometimes it's something that makes sense. Other times, It's like, why? Why are you doing this? So
Right, and I agree with you 100% when you say they do it to stay relevant, right? You know
yeah,
why Tom Cruise doesn't do it? Because he's relevant
exactly.
regardless,
That's
you
my
know what I
point.
mean? So he doesn't need to do stuff like that. And some of these actors and actresses, they know when their time is up. You know what I mean? When their time is up, they go off into the sunset. But it's hard for a lot of these other ones to let go of what they had. So what
Mm-hmm.
do? Try to do shit to stay relevant.
We'll start the 3 minutes now with this. It's like white trash fabulous, or or ghetto rich, whatever you call it. There's lots of different terms for it. It's like they're just not famous enough to be like just sit back and
Mm-hmm.
know that people know who they are. They're
Mm-hmm.
worried that if they don't do anything for 10 minutes, that people will forget them. And they're probably right, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the Kardashians are nobody special. It's just their dad. Well, Bruce Jenner was an Olympic medalist, and then he did what he did, and then Rob Kardashian, or Robert Kardashian, wasn't that
Robert.
the
Yeah.
yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
the lawyer for OJ and other
OJ.
people, not just OJ, but OJ is what
Mm-hmm.
he's known for. So they had their moment in the sun, and now there's the people who are riding on those coattails, as the term goes, who realize those coattails really don't go that far, because these
Mm-hmm.
people had their moment in the sun for 30 seconds, and now they're nobody, or they're dead, or they're gone, or they, whatever. So they're doing everything possible to stay in the news and have people talk about them. When you watch TMZ, it's like, what the hell? We're talking constantly about the Kardashians. Why? Nobody cares. She hasn't done
And
anything.
even and
Go
even
ahead.
Britney Spears. You see Britney
Yeah,
Spears on
exactly.
Instagram with
Yeah.
nude pictures. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like,
why?
why?
Because you want to stay
Why?
relevant.
Yeah. I mean, you just fought to get released from a conservatorship, and
Mm-hmm.
yet you'd think she just want to go away and just be quiet for a while. If she
Absolutely.
releases something new or goes back on Vegas on tour or something like that, she'll be right back. People know
Mm-hmm.
who she is, but
Mm-hmm.
she's so worried that she won't be known. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that. It's a crazy thing. I mean, because you and I, we think about it. We go day to day, and we don't even think about things like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Danny, um,
But for them, it's
well,
it's an adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? And when it's
I
gone,
think
they
so.
have to
Yeah,
finally get it back.
but
Sorry, go ahead, Danny.
yeah, Danny, do you think this is a lot of this? Not everybody, but a lot of this is more trying to stay relevant in current times.
Oh, most definitely, especially for the ones that kind of are not in the mainstream and stuff, or maybe
Mhm.
for, let's say, it's an entertainer that maybe hadn't had an album in a long time, or like one show, Dancing with Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So a lot of these people went on there just to stay relevant because they
Mm-hmm.
kind of fall off the map or whatever, or so they give these shows to try to get popularity because as long as they're in the show for X amount of weeks, then they're getting FaceTime on TV. So I think it's a strategy by their publicists and managers and stuff. And the
One
Mass
hundred
Singer,
percent.
the Mass. I mean, who was on there? Who's the guy that played Whiplash? The actor that played
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke was
Yeah.
on Dancing with the Stars, and then he was such an ass that he wouldn't even be judged. He had to take his mask off early because he was claustrophobic with it. Cheek and Chong was on there. I mean, some
Yeah,
actors. So it's a publicity stunt and try to stay relevant. So
absolutely. Because you never know what could happen, right? Yo,
mhm.
Mhm.
Flavor Flav was on The Real Life, and then ended
Mhm.
up getting a show with Bridget Nielsen, and then
Flavor of
ended
Love.
up getting three seasons of Flavor of Love. So you
Yeah.
never know what can happen, and that's what these
Didn't they
guys are
do a
hoping for.
spinoff of that? Didn't they do a
They did
spinoff?
they did New York of Love, and then that
Yeah.
turned into Chance of Love, and then Ray J had one. Yo,
Rock of Love was Brett
Ye-
Michaels.
yes,
Yeah,
Rock of Love.
I,
Yeah, he had that too.
I hate what MTV and VH1 have become. I'm like, they're just like, I'll watch
I can't, I
I'll watch
can't
MTV
lie.
Classic.
I can't lie. I hate those shows up, bro. I watched Flavor of Love
I
just
hate
a
that
couple
shit.
months ago too. I hate that shit
Oh
up.
my
Man,
god.
my
Oh,
wife and daughter, I can't believe it, but they like the Atlanta Housewives,
Oh, I can't. I
uh,
can't do that.
the
Yeah, I
Beverly
can't do that.
oh
Hills,
my
Orange
god.
County.
I
Oh
cannot believe.
my wife watches it
Oh,
like
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
I can't believe he admitted that. I can't believe he admitted that.
What?
Hey,
I didn't say
How
I
could
watched
you
it. I said my
watch
wife.
that shit?
You didn't
No,
listen to
not
me.
you.
Oh,
me.
oh, you talking about
Anzo.
Anzo?
Anzo admitted to watching Rock and
Hey,
Love
bro.
and shit. Not Rock and Love.
Yes, I watched Rock of Love. I watched Love and Chance. I watched New York. I watched fucking Bad Girls Club.
The only thing I
How
will
old are
admit I
you?
watched.
Are you 16?
What's the
Did you
show
watch
when,
Teen Mom?
when all the singles be on there and they be like naked and they get a date and stuff?
Oh my
Like
god! What?
Which one is that?
It's some kind of island they be on, and they be
Oh
like,
yeah, yo,
they be like
the one I watch now, the fucking Island of Love shit, bro. Where they put these people.
Temptation Island. That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
they put these people on an island, right? And they think they're going there to fucking shit and have a good time. And then as long as they're on the island, they can't like have no sexual contact, whatever. No kissing, no touching. They can't even touch them fucking selves.
Man,
it's fucking funny. It's funny to me.
What I saw, they were hooking up. It's called. They were like naked. Like,
Temptation Island. Yeah, I watched that one too. Yes, guilty pleasures.
like a boyfriend and girl going out together. And shit, they may not be boyfriend and girlfriend
because they switch couples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chris is like, what the fuck is up with these guys? Look at him.
I'm gonna tell you why I watched it. I just watched it for the ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too. Me too. He froze.
Big booty walking there naked. Shit. Okay.
Bro. Yo, no one. Yeah. They damn fucking bikinis and shit. All the fucking every episode. They're in bikinis. Thongs, bikinis, whatever. That's why I watch it.
Some of them like bam bam. I'm like, oh yeah, gotta watch this.
And it's also funny just to watch these fucking people who thought they were going to meet these girls and thought they were going to, because it's like 30 days they're there, right? And they thought they were just going to be fucking for 30 days. Mm-hmm. And then they find out that they can't, right? So they usually have about $100,000 on the line, right? Mm-hmm. So anytime there's an infraction, anytime there's a kiss, anytime there's a petting, anytime they lose money, you know? And the last season, they fucking... If it wasn't for these two people at the end controlling themselves, they would have they lost all the money, bro. And it was doubled. It was $200,000, and they lost all of it.
$100,000. I'd be out there in a tent by myself. Don't you want to tell me? Nope, I do not.
Facts.
14 days. Nah, just give me my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm gonna stay in this tent.
I agree with you, but
$200,000. $200,000. They 15 I'd fuck, but they 1 through 14.
Well, the thing is, if they get a connection, right, then they usually get this watch, and the watch turns green, and then you can kiss and do whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it's not enough time to fuck unless you like really fast. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. Some of them fucking horny, bro. They didn't give a shit.
I tell you, that's why I don't mess around with no strip clubs, man. I have zero discipline. Zero. You're not gonna put a piece of chocolate cake on my plate and say, "You get 30 seconds to eat this." Fuck that. Nope, I don't want it. Don't even give it to me. I don't even want to.
But that's what I'm saying, though, right? Because you watching these shows, right? And these chicks are bad, bro. Yeah. And it's like, how am I gonna not? You know what I mean?
That's they purposely get them. They screen them.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Want you with the long hair, you with the fat ass, you with this. No.
And then they get these big buff dudes as well too. Like, you know what I mean? If I ever tried out for that, they'd look at my video and be like, pass. They'd be like, pass, nope.
Man, they wouldn't even look. Oh, are you crazy?
And then if I did get there, you know what I mean? They ain't looking at me. They looking at these buff dudes and shit.
Get the Dom Award. What's the Dom? Dirty old man.
Yeah, for real. For real. I'd be the first one kicked off. They'd be like, hey, this one, you gotta go.
Yeah. He don't care about the money. All he cares about is emptying his testicles. Damn.
It's hard to because I think you froze. It's hard to because you split the money, right? So let's say there's like 5 girls, 5 guys.
Oh, the cut ain't big enough now. I might say fuck it.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
I thought you were talking about each one of us have $200,000.
No. It's a cut between them, right?
Hell no.
But usually it gets to the end, and sometimes there's like maybe two couples, and they pick which couple should win it. So either the two of them are winning, or they have a chance. Hey, we could spread it, we can share it to the whole group.
So if
And they would hate me.
If I'm good and the other person bad, does my portion increases as the bad person portion decreases?
No.
Oh
No. You get 200K, and then if anything happens, it goes down. So let's say you kiss, right? You get fucking charged $3,000 for a kiss.
Yeah, but I'm saying you get charged for $3,000. Does that
No, it takes away from the pot. Nope,
from the
takes
whole
away
pot.
from the pot. Yeah, from the whole pot.
Potentially, if I'm good and you bad and you fuck
if
with
everybody,
$100,000,
you could be good the whole time fucking through,
no.
and you have two people that are fucking all the time.
No.
They'll lose all the money for you.
I wouldn't even sign that contract. That's dumb as hell.
You know what I mean?
I'm going there, attempt it. I'm good, and they gonna get no money, and have blue ball for 15 days.
For 30 days, 15 days, and then end up with nothing, or like end up with like $10,000.
No.
Fuck, I did this for $10,000. That $10,000 is good, but you know what I mean?
No,
I want the fucking 100. I'm good. Because you can't even fucking touch yourself. You know what I mean? At least if you could do that, there could be like a little, okay, maybe I could hold off a bit, right? But you can't even do that. So you can have 30 days and you cannot bust a nut at all.
No. I don't want to touch myself, and I got big jiggly asses.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
All right, man, get me off this island. I want off now.
Facts.
I quit.
Facts.
Signed the contract, just fly me back, and this was just a bust.
Facts. Shifty Gibbs said, I watched 40 seasons of Survivor and every episode of Swamp People. Survivor has 40 seasons?
Man, I don't know how many seasons got. I started at like maybe 4 or 5. But Swamp People, I watch that shit religiously.
Really? What's Swamp People?
Oh man, that's like Troy is the main one. They used to have this father and son called RJ and J Paul, and they got this one guy named Willie. He hunts by himself. They hunt alligators. I mean, not no little. Some of them small, but the big ones they be after, man, I'm talking about 13, 12, 11, 12, 13 feet, 400 or 500 pounds, man. And them suckers, man. And they get tags, like so many tags at the beginning of the season, alligator season, because alligator season is only 1 month. So from, let's just say, I think it's maybe August the 1st to August 31st. I'm not sure what the exact month is. They hunt, and man, they shoot them. They'll shoot them like they hang like meat on the tree limb. I can understand the tree limb, but they have these sticks. I don't see how the alligator can't pull the stick down and swim away, but they have like these cane pole sticks, and they'll hook like meat to it, rotten chicken. Sometimes it'll be other pieces of alligator, depending on what part of the swamp they're in. I have seen something called Nutra they put on there, and that's like a giant rat. All kind of different baits, and when the alligator swallows it, then they'll come up to the tree where they have the line tie, and then they'll pull it up out the water, and then there'll be somebody that pulls it up and be fighting it and trying to position the head. And then somebody come with a gun and shoot the rat, because that's the only place you can kill it, in the soft spot of the brain. And they worth a lot.
Alligators, yeah.
Yep, the hide and stuff, and sometimes the meat. Man, it's crazy, man. Troy Landry, he's like the king of the swamp. He's like the top dollar one, and it's him. Used to be about 4 or 5 different teams that they showcase throughout the season. But it's fun,
only
man.
Fucking white people, bro. Ain't no black man going to wrestle no fucking alligator. What?
There's a couple on there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On the show?
But they're like the Louisiana Cajun.
I got you.
I know I ain't lost nothing, no fucking alligator. I ain't lost nothing.
There was one man, this black dude on Netflix, bro, and he would just go around eating all kinds of food and trying all these people's food and shit, bro. And he got to the alligator part one, and I was just like, nah, sir. I'm like, nah. He scoffed it off like it was nothing. Like, you ain't no black man, ain't no black man, ain't no goddamn alligator.
Sure, I've eaten it before.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Like the nuggets. And I hadn't eaten that.
alligator
All right,
nuggets? Like what? Chicken nuggets?
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you, Chris.
All right, that's what happens when they force updates on you sometimes. Okay, guys, sorry about that. All right,
It's all good.
so we're on question number 2. Who, Danny? Which one do you want? 1 or 3?
Go at 3.
If you could have a crossover between the DC
Ooh.
and Marvel universes, which character from each would you like to see team up or do battle in a crossover film? Would you do something like the Justice League versus the Avengers, or something like Superman versus Thanos?
All right.
3 minutes. Danny, we'll have you start this
That's a
time.
good question.
Time starts now.
I would definitely want to see the Justice League versus the X-Men. I think that'd be a pretty good matchup. Because X-Men are so diverse in their powers and stuff. And when I say X-Men, I mean maybe a combination of the good and bad too, like Xavier teaming up with Magneto, Wolverine, the most powerful ones, going up against Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Another one I would like to see too, which I read a comic book, was Predator versus Batman. I wouldn't definitely mind to see that, to see the intelligence and gadgets of Bruce Wayne, Batman versus the intelligence and gadgets of Predator that seemed like was born and made to be the ultimate hunter. And there's also one called Predator versus Wolverine. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. So there's several IPs I wouldn't mind seeing cross. I know you said DC, but these are just ones that comic books I've actually read. But I wouldn't mind seeing X-Men versus Justice League. I think that'd be pretty tight. Or either Justice League versus the Avengers. That'd be more on par because it would be like Batman versus Iron Man, Superman versus the Hulk, um, Captain America maybe versus Wonder Woman. I'm trying to pair them up as I can remember. I don't know who Hawkeye would go against. Maybe Cyborg. Um, on paper, Justice League definitely seems more powerful, but with the intelligence of Banner and as Professor Hulk, and also Iron Man, Captain America's leadership, that'd be pretty good, man. So they add Black Panther in there, his intelligence, his powers against Justice League. That would be something I would definitely drive hour to the theater to see that in IMAX, and I would definitely pay $25. Shit, hell, even $30 to see something like that. So, yeah, Justice League versus Avengers, I definitely pay to see that. I think that would be, shoo.
Who'd win?
I would. I don't know. I'm sure that Tony Stark, if he can find out Superman weaknesses, Superman is the card in there. He is the trump card. If they can neutralize him, they may have a chance. If they don't neutralize Superman, then their ass is in trouble. Because as strong as the Hulk is, he just not on par with Superman. So they can neutralize Superman with the magic or the kryptonite or the red sun. They may stand a chance, but never underestimate Tony Stark, man. He is always thinking. So I would love to see that.
You like this question, Nzo? Dandelion Fluff is the one that came up with this one.
Nice.
So you know, and if you check it out, guys, if you're watching right now, if you're watching after the fact, it doesn't matter. Check that scroll down at the bottom. If you want a question you have to be tackled by the 3 of us, all you got to do is send it to the rule of 3 at chaoscentral.com. That is the email for the show. You guys can send it there, and we will take it on. That's how that works. If you got one, you can send it to us. And same thing goes if you got a final five factor fiction. We'll get to that a little bit later. But if you have one of those, by all means, let us know. All right, 3 minutes. Nzo, your turn is now.
Yeah, so I gotta say, I have a dream matchup that I'm dying to see, and I would love to see, and it would be Hulk, not the MCU Hulk, but the real Hulk versus Doomsday. I really want to see that fight. I think it would be a great fight to see, right? But if I had to do it, I'd probably do Marvel versus DC like they did in the comic book, right? The only problem that I have with that comic book is you had good guys fighting good guys, and I found even in the comic, like they still, they fought, but you're not gonna fight as hard as you're gonna fight a villain if you know that Superman's versus Hulk and they're both good. They both know they're good. They're going to fight to win, but they're not going to fight as hard as it would. So what I would do is maybe have a few DC heroes linking up or teaming up with a few Marvel heroes fighting some villains, Imagine fucking Apocalypse and Darkseid working together, or Thanos and Darkseid working together. They got to fight Superman, Hulk, Batman, Captain America, Iron Man. You know what I mean? Throwing some other DC characters in there, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. Yo, that shit would be fire as hell. A movie like that would probably gross $5 billion if they did it right. You know what I mean?
You're right. I go back and see it about 50 times.
Absolutely. Not only would I do that, I would probably do it in a trilogy type of way. You know what I mean? So that you'd have like a trilogy, the middle trilogy, of course, like always, the bad guy would win. You know what I mean? Bad guy would win in the second part, and then the good guys would have to come back and take the day. But just imagine the kind of things you could have. You could have Wonder Woman grabbing Mjolnir, and then picking it up like she did in the comic book. You could do so much good stuff. You could have Wolverine, teaming up with some of these guys and fighting like Lobo or some shit like that. That's what they did in the comic, and I thought some of the matchups were pretty good in there. You had Batman versus Captain America, Lobo versus Wolverine, Storm versus Wonder Woman, Hulk versus Superman, Spider-Man versus Superboy. I didn't really like that matchup. I thought there probably could have been a better matchup for that. But I'm just thinking about all the things in my head, like what I'd prefer to do with the good guys versus the bad guys. But you could start off with the good guys fighting each other. They get together, they don't know what the fuck's going on. They have a little quick brawl, then they realize that they're all on the same side, and Darkseid and Thanos is fucking just wrecking shit, and they gotta go and stop Darkseid and Thanos, and they have minions there. Yeah, that's what I would do. I think that would be fire.
Okay, very good. All right. I would have to say I would like to see something like just a small thing like Batman, Superman versus, I would say, Iron Man and Captain America. I know that's a little overmatched because of Superman, what he can do, but I think those are four characters that would have an interesting movie or something because they all have interesting background. Tony, he knows and can build just about anything. So him and Batman, that's a very similar thing, except for the parents. It's not exactly the same way. But I like throwing Superman in there because Superman has been turned or switched to fight for another side in several situations. So it'd be fun. It would be interesting to see something like that. Then there is the Avengers versus the Justice League. When you do that, you'd have to put in either, you'd have to have like Doomsday, Apocalypse, or Thanos. You'd have to have like a group of bad guys behind it, and like you said, they fight early on, because they think these people are doing something, and then they realize no. It definitely would be interesting, but man, that's like how long would that movie be to get that good plot? I mean,
that's why I say I'd have to do 3.
Yeah, that's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You'd really have to build that up properly.
Mhm.
So that's where you always get into. I am really though surprised that with DC trying to compete with the MCU, they've never tried to approach some sort of a deal to do that. I'm really surprised they've never. Because here's the thing: you say one time, listen, let's say DC approaches Marvel and says, listen, we know you guys are the king of the comic book movies. We're gonna let you, with our involvement, we're gonna do a movie where you're gonna get to use Superman and Batman, but we want in that movie XYZ, of your superheroes. We're gonna let Marvel handle their stuff. We're going to work together. I think if they were to kind of get a look in on how they run things, that would help them out a lot. I think that's kind of like that Disney thing is they won't admit they're wrong. It's always somebody else. It was Zack Snyder. It's Joss Whedon. It's Ray
Fisher.
Fisher. Thank you, Ray Fisher. It's whatever. They just can't seem to really blame themselves for the problems they have. So 3 minutes together.
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna say the problem with that is I don't think like it'd be like, okay, so let's put them together, but wait, who wins, who loses, right? Especially if you have like Superman fighting Hulk, they're gonna have a big issue. No, they're not gonna want to see Hulk beat Superman. And I think Marvel would be more inclined to let Hulk lose that fight, but there might be a fight where Captain America, no, we can't let Captain America lose to Batman. So it might be that type of way. But they did it in the comic, right? And when they did it in the comic, the fans voted, right? So they let it go like that. So I think there could be a way it could be done, which would be fire, but we know it's not gonna happen.
Would you do 2 endings? How about that? You do 2 endings.
Could do that too.
Every other time they show it, you get a different ending. Go ahead.
In the theater, or if you buy the DVD.
Both. I mean, I would say like
I've never seen that done.
Clue. Oh, they've done it. Clue had 3
different endings,
and no one theater showed the same one.
Yeah, you had to go see 3 different times to see the 3 endings.
Yeah, it was and it was random. Oh, it worked. I mean, it wasn't like a hit, but people remember it, and then when it went to the DVD or the movie, when they showed it on HBO, they just said,
"No, I'm saying I'd be mad if I go to see a alternate ending and I see the same one. I'm gonna be pissed off because they ain't gonna tell you, right?
Maybe they let you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they might let you know. Yeah.
Okay, then that's how you do it. It's like
ending 1, ending 2,
6 are the DC ending, and 2, 4.
Like they do on the game. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get to pick which one you want to go see. So you can see both if you want. I think you'd sell more tickets then because you'd be like, well, let's see what the DC ending was.
Fucking right, it would sell more tickets.
Yeah, and then on the DVD you buy it and you can tell at the end
and you get all the endings. Yeah,
whatever and
that would be kind of fire. That would be fantastic promotion.
I really don't understand why they haven't tried that because like you said, as I said, they've done it multiple times in the comic books and they let the fans decide. This is how you get fans wanting to go see these things.
You can put the fan vote too.
I think X-Men might be a little bit more popular than Avengers, though.
It might be.
You could have X-Men in it. You could have X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem seeing X-Men.
I wouldn't mind seeing X-Men versus Avengers. That'd be all right.
I think they might get to that route. I think they might go to that route. But I think, you put a few X-Men in there too. You put Wolverine in there. You know what I mean? He's the most popular. Maybe Storm. Storm was popular in the comic, not so much with the movies and stuff like that. I think because they focused way too much on Wolverine, the rest of the characters took a backseat. But they still
people love that damn Gambit, damn Rogue too.
Right, exactly. So there's a lot of characters that people still want to see done properly. So I think, I would love that shit.
That would be tight. That sounds like an astronomical budget, though, buddy. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, but the returns,
$250 million budget. You're like, oh my gosh,
but the returns, because if that's done right, it possibly could make $3 billion for it, you know?
Yeah. It'd have to come out summer or Christmas. Nothing else.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys, let's do this really quick here. Make sure I have the right stuff up. All right, here we go. All right, so the third and final topic. There is outrage following the resurfacing of a photo from Neil Patrick Harris's 2011 Halloween party that showed a meat platter labeled as the corpse of Amy Winehouse. With Neil Patrick Harris has apologized. It seems that there are rumblings that for him to be canceled. How should people be held accountable for their actions, or should they? And people on both sides rail against cancel culture, even though they're both kind of a part of it. We talked about this like last week, I think, when we were talking about Amber Heard. So how should we respond to the actions of others that we disagree with? So this is kind of a cancel culture thing. Do you think should we go back to a more traditional way of, if you do something and it surfaces, that whatever happens, happens, you know? If people don't give a shit, they don't give a shit. But we got these people now that jump on it and they want to push. This guy's a bad person. This woman's a bad person. Boom, boom, boom. So that's kind of that question right there. 3 minutes. Who wants to start this one?
I'll start. Oh, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Danny, 3 minutes. Time starts now.
This is something that I really, really, I don't mean disrespectful, could care less about. The poor joke, poor taste, but to cancel and destroy somebody's career because they had a joke that was in poor taste. This is almost equivalent to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock because he said a joke he didn't like. Um, a little bit different now because, of course, Chris Rock's alive and he's able to say something, and there's going to be repercussions because of the embarrassment factor and the actual assault. A crime was actually committed, but Amy Winehouse, she had passed. She had a history of narcotics usage and that kind of stuff. Hate to see her pass and don't want to besmirch her name, but at the same time, people say poor jokes all the time. Just because you see a joke that's a poor taste, I don't think that calls for you being totally destroyed because anybody makes a mistake in the heat of the moment. And a lot of times these celebrities, society, think they have such these intelligent, tongue-in-cheek jokes that go above people's head, and it's so cool to laugh at stuff that sometimes could be on the edge of crude or the edge of being a little racy or whatever the case may be. I think this was just a joke told in poor taste. He apologized. He's not known, from what I've known and what I've seen and heard about him, he's not known to be a malicious person. But sometimes people say dumb stuff, stupid stuff that they wish they could take back. But because we live in a world now where everybody has a camera, everybody's recording or has the ability to record within seconds of any situation, something you can say in the heat of the moment or when you're mad, angry, or you think something is funny and it's not. People put the spin on it, and then the next thing you know, your whole career is down the tubes because of something you said in a bad of that was poor choice or a joke that was in bad taste. Do I think he should be destroyed or canceled? No, but if he's made a public apology and the family members of Amy Winehouse accept it, then I have no problem with it. He should not be canceled for this. This cancel culture is going out of control. So we as people, as fans, as citizens, as society, we got to get a hold to it. And you can't nail somebody to the cross just because they say something that you don't particularly care for. Because I guarantee you, each of us said things in our house or said things publicly that other people didn't like, and we should not have our lives destroyed because of it. But celebrities are now being destroyed of not what the truth is, but what people perceive the truth to be, and that's bull crap in my opinion. So no, I don't think Neil Patrick Harris should be canceled at all.
Okay, very good. 3 minutes. Nzo, go.
So first, I'll say this: let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Right. With that being said, was it in poor taste? Absolutely. Like, who even thinks about doing some bullshit like that? That's dumb. You know what I mean? You sitting there, you know the woman is dead, but you gonna make a cake or whatever the fuck it is and talk about this is the corpse of Amy Winehouse's body. It is absolutely fucking dumb. It's stupid. And then to go and post this shit wherever he posted it, thinking it was funny or was a good joke to do that, dumb. But at the end of the day, right, what are we gonna do? Go back and fucking and search every fucking buddy that you don't agree with to see if you can find any fucking thing that they did in their past to try and cancel them? Well, guess what? There's not one person in this fucking world where you can go back and look and you won't find anything. You will find something on everybody. We've all done it. We've all said some stupid shit. We may have posted some stupid shit. We've all done some, probably some stupid shit if you look. And even back when we did it, right? Different time. You know what I mean? Different time. So you're going to go back and condemn someone for saying a post about something that when the time came or when the time come, you know what I mean, it was acceptable to say what you had to say. You know what I mean? It was acceptable to say certain things. It was acceptable to feel this way. You know what I mean? But now it's like because times are changed, we're gonna go back and we're gonna condemn someone for some shit. They may not even feel that way anymore. They may not even feel the same way that they did 10 years ago when they made that fucking post, right? So it's just stupid to sit here and want to cancel somebody or, you know, get rid of their career and you can't work because it's something that you didn't agree with. I mean, if that's the case, then fucking Donald Trump should have never been president. You know what I mean? He's done shit. He said shit about black people. You know what I mean? He said it, but yet, hey, he was still president. So you got to be able to take it with whatever it is and just fuck it, man. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I see Twitter and I see people going crazy over certain things and and I'm just like, why? Why do you feel the need to fucking comment on something that someone else feels? Because you feel the other way. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, the Snyderverse comes up and they say, oh, hey, guess what, guys? This picture shows that we're, and then you want to post, well, no, that's stupid. That's not what it is. Like, you guys are dumb for thinking, like, why the fuck do you feel the need to do that? Right? Because you feel entitled that you don't agree with they feel with. So, hey, you know what? I'm going to say what I feel. I'm going to tell you you're stupid because you feel that way. You know what I mean? And that's where all the drama comes from. Like, just let people be. Let them do what they want to do. If you don't agree with them, fuck it. Move on.
Mm-hmm. All right, really quick. For context here, and let me see here. I'm gonna get this one up too. For those of you who may not know, and this is gonna look really professional, just swinging this over there. But this right here, and I will warn you guys, it is graphic in nature. So anybody watching this, please don't be offended. If you're offended, turn your head and cough. Anyway, this is the picture in question. Now, it wasn't really a cake. It was like, so this is on the platter section, and you can't really see the picture of the sign. So here is that. Right there, it says the corpse of Amy Winehouse, and if you look closely in parentheses, it says beef, ribs, pulled pork, chicken sausage in a spicy barbecue sauce. Now, I'm going to start my time and speak of it like this. Halloween, tasteless or not tasteless, I'm not even going to get into that. I think this particular way is a little tasteless, especially 3 months after Amy Winehouse died. But I kind of thought about this after I came up with this question. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, Mads, that's right. I thought about this. So Meatloaf just died like within the past year. The singer Meatloaf, and Marvin Lee Day is his real name, but Meatloaf died recently. I'm a big Rocky Horror Picture Show fan. If you haven't seen it, there's a scene where they're all sitting around a table with food out on the table, and after a few minutes, Frankenfurter, the main antagonist in the whole thing, pulls the tablecloth off, and they all find out they've been eating the meat from Meatloaf's character, and he is underneath this like clear box or table, and you can see all the pieces that have been cut off of him that they were just eating. So if I wanted to have a Halloween party and I wanted to recreate this scene just because I knew a lot of people who like Rocky Horror Picture Show, is that out of poor taste now? Because in the movie they show this, but now that he's dead, is that poor taste that I show a dismembered character that Meatloaf played? And so I kind of thought about this. I was like, while this isn't quite the same thing, we have to remember it's Halloween. And he's admitted that it was in poor taste. He said, I really regret it. Too many people are out there these days that say, cancel that person, cancel this person. I've even said this, it's a tribute. See, Carol's Cookies says it's a tribute. That's what I think. But here's the thing. You got people on both sides. You got people who want to cancel this side. You got people who want to cancel Amber Heard right now. You got people who want to cancel Johnny Depp still. I think that things need to go back to, let it play out. Just if they did something wrong, see what happens. If Kevin Spacey ends up going to jail for anything, he goes to jail. Look at the whole Bill Cosby thing. It's played out. He's out now. Whatever. If we just let things play out naturally, people should be held accountable for the things they do. But on this level of things, it was just a poor choice. And I heard it. I don't really always follow right or left, but there's an Armstrong and Getty radio show. Armstrong and Getty are these two guys. And I even heard them say this like a week ago. They said, is it right for me to be held accountable? And Nzo did say this. For me to be held accountable for something I said 10 years ago when it was widely either accepted or okay for me to say it 10 years ago. But if I said it today, it isn't. So now what they do is they resurface it. It comes out today and people are outraged today about something I said 10 years ago. And I may not ever say it again. I may not think that way anymore. Is it right to keep drumming this stuff up? And I don't think it is. I think we should just go back to a way of when things are found out, you either decide I'm gonna continue to watch this guy or I'm not going to, or I'm going to continue to listen to this guy's music, R. Kelly. I'm going to keep listening to his music. I'm not going to stop because what?
I think it depends on what you say. Let's say, for instance, you say the N word 30 years ago, whatever, it's still going to have that same sting to it. But if
yes,
20, 30 years ago, you could say the FAG word and it was acceptable back then. But if you say that now, then you're looking to get canceled. So it depends on what word or terminology you use, whether or not you can be held against something. I wouldn't hold Archie Bunker for saying whatever he said back then. But he said now in this climate, then you have to be aware of your surroundings, physically, socially, emotionally, whatever. Because if you say something, it could cause repercussions. So some of it is the overreaction of society, but some of it is too. You got to be emotionally aware, or emotionally what's the word I want to use? Emotionally sensitive, I guess, to your surroundings and to the audience or the particular crowd that you're hanging with or being around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with that, but like I said, now the N word for sure. I mean, that hasn't been.
Yeah, you said that 30 years ago. For a while. The chances are you probably feeling some kind of way. But if you said FAG or if you said what's another word?
Well, anything that has to do with the LGBTQ movement right now. 30 years ago, there was a much different feeling about that, and so. Maybe you've learned. Maybe you're like, oh, okay, maybe it's not the way I thought it was, or something like that.
Yeah, like in the movie Clint Eastwood. Are you feeling lucky, punk? Okay, when you said punk, you didn't think anything about LGBT. But if you say that now, then people are going to instantly gravitate or go, oh, so you're a homophobe or whatever the case is. So you just got to be careful what you say now. especially if you're in a position of being famous or.
Well, you do. Today you have to, but like I said, should somebody be held accountable for 10 years ago? I don't think so. And yes, you're right,
It
Danny.
depends on what you said.
It does matter. But what I'm saying is if something was acceptable, widely acceptable 10 years ago, I should not be judged on today's standards now.
I agree. I'm not
Or
saying
something 10 years ago.
there are
Yeah.
one or two exceptions to that statement.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, and I
For the
totally agree with you. Go ahead, for the most part.
If you say that women are, let's say, for instance, should be barefoot and pregnant, you said that 30 years ago, and now you're saying you're pro women now and stuff, and like somebody pull that up, and you building your platform on being pro women or feminism, whatever the case may be, and you're a male, then that could hurt your stance.
It might. But I could always look and say, listen, I've had 30 years and my views have changed over the years because somebody has shown me.
I don't know.
Well, if you, especially like, for instance, let's go with the women's movement or something like that. You have feminists and other people who come by your side and say, yeah, we talked to him because we knew about this, the way he felt 20 years ago. And we talked with him and he was willing to talk with us. And over the time, he has come out to, I mean, there's ways to counteract it, but there's,
I think if you're
people
gonna
out there that are just trying to stir the pot. And
I agree. But I think if you're gonna put yourself in any kind of political arena or any kind of arena that may be on one spectrum of the rainbow, and if years ago you were on the other spectrum of that rainbow, when you first come out, you better make that transparent. Hey, I'm Danny Graham. I'm running for president, and my platform is going to be women rights, blah blah. But I'm just going to let you know there is footage out there 30 years ago when I was young, dumb, and stupid, and didn't have time to mature and have daughters and whatever. That I said this, and I would play it.
Yeah. Yes, you should.
But
You should.
some people,
That's how you.
But some people try to bury that shit, and then when it's get dug up and played, then all the wind out their sail is going, and then they lose credibility. And you're like, oh fuck, he just a fake. He could.
But that's the thing. If you're in politics, the one thing I've always said is I would mention everything you could dig up in my past and say, here it all is. I'm going to tell you about all of it. Now, go ahead and say what you want to say about it. But I brought it to the light first.
Yeah,
I told you about it first.
They should vet you anyhow and see. Okay,
they should, but they don't.
Right now, what they do now, well, in my profession, if you try to go for certain spots, one of the first things they check is your social page. Like,
oh yeah,
that's one reason why I ain't on Facebook. Nope.
There you go. All right, guys. We've come to that time of the night. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for the moment that everyone's been waiting for. It's Khaos Central's Final 5 Fact or Fiction.
Yes, the Final 5 Fact or Fiction. 5 questions. 2 answers. Fact or fiction. The thing is, we don't know yet what it is. We have to decide. Is it?
We had none that came true or false yet this week.
No, not this past week. I looked and I didn't see anything, so we're gonna go back over it next week as always. We'll see what happens. But we got 5 new questions this week. Here we go. And we kind of revamped things. Here we go. Final 5 Fact or Fiction. Question number 1. Obi-Wan is set to be 6 parts. Each episode is to be around 45 minutes in length. Yet, if rumors are to be believed, some episodes could be up to an hour and 20 minutes long. Fact or fiction? Obi-Wan will have at least 1 hour-long episode.
Oh, that's a fact.
Facts.
That's a fact. Fact? Okay. I am going to say fact also. Just so you know, these are all about Obi-Wan since that comes out. It's next Friday, not next Wednesday, because next Wednesday is technically Star Wars Day, whatever you want to say. It's the 45th anniversary of Star Wars. So
they're not going to do it on Wednesday?
Nope. They're going to do it on Friday, and they're doing 2 episodes.
2 episodes on the first Friday. Then it's going to be every Friday, or going to revert back to
I think
Wednesday.
it's going back to Wednesday, but they're not doing it on Wednesday because Wednesday is the 45th anniversary of the original Star Wars.
And that
I
makes sense
don't know.
when they would do it. I would want to do it on that day.
I just know right now the first one is on the 28th on Friday, or 27th. I'm sorry, 27th on Friday. So we'll see. Which means I'll probably actually watch it when it comes out. So, all right. Question number 2: If Obi-Wan, in Obi-Wan, there are some rumors that Liam Neeson will reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn. Fact or fiction? Liam Neeson will be in the Obi-Wan series as Qui-Gon Jinn. Anzo.
Fiction.
Fiction. I'm gonna go fact. Annie.
Fact.
Question number 3. With 2 of the most prominent Jedi still alive being Yoda and Obi-Wan, some people believe we will get a cameo appearance from everyone's favorite Jedi philosopher. Fact or fiction? Yoda will make some sort of appearance in the Obi-Wan series. I mean, that's even maybe a hologram, anything, any sort of appearance. I'm going to say, okay, you're saying fact. Man, I'm going to go fiction. And he's fact. Anzo?
Fact.
All right. Okay. And question number 3 or 4. While Darth Vader's appearance is certain in the upcoming Obi-Wan series, people are speculating that he may be introduced in a post-credit scene. Fact or fiction? Darth Vader will be introduced in a post-credit scene. Danny.
I'm going to say fiction.
Fiction. Anzo.
Fiction.
I am going to say fact. I think that'd be an awesome way to do it.
So you're saying he's not going to be in the show until an end credit scene?
Yes.
Okay.
The final end credit scene or end credit scene in the episode?
Just an end credit scene somewhere. I think either in the first or second episode, probably. That's what I think. So, question number 5. While Obi-Wan will indeed have a young Luke Skywalker, there are leaks hinting to another beloved Star Wars character appearing in the series. Fact or fiction? Leia Organa will appear in the Obi-Wan series. Anzo.
Where you get these questions from?
What was that? Anzo?
Right. Fiction.
Are these hurting you? I'm going to say fact.
Kind of.
I'm going to say fact, too.
All right.
Go back to question 4 again.
Question number 4 was, while Darth Vader's appearance is certain in the upcoming Obi-Wan series, people are speculating that he may be introduced in a post-credit scene. Fact or fiction? Darth Vader will be introduced using a post-credit scene.
Can we put neutral on that?
Nope. Two answers. Fact or fiction?
And I said fiction.
Fiction.
I ain't sure about that one. Fuck it, I'll stick with it, I guess.
All right. So I'm going to save these, and this is the answers. Question number 1 is fact, or Danny's fact, fiction, fact. Anzo's fact, fiction, fiction. I'm fact, fiction, fact. So these are saved. What was that?
And I said, cool.
Okay.
I got to bounce though.
All right, man. Anyways, guys, thank you very much, everybody coming. I guess Anzo, you have OOC coming up.
OOC coming up next. Yeah, Danny, you coming up?
Yeah, I guess for a little bit.
All right.
I'll send you the link.
So
it'll be brutal, but I guess I come on there about an hour. So
guys, jump over to Biggaford Entertainment and watch the OOC, guys. We're running a little bit late because my computer decided to do stupid things. So we'll just go ahead and end it there. Guys, make sure you check out Danny and Anzo. All their information is down in the description down below. And guys, thank you everybody who showed up. You guys are great. Remember, if you do want to have us take on your question here on the Rule of Three, email the Rule of Three at chaoscentral.com. I think that's down in the description box too. Or yeah. So guys, thank you very much. Everybody have a good night. You guys be safe.
Great show, Chris.
Take it easy.
Yeah, good show, bro.